how to not get attached to your real estate when you sell it. Hi, this is Julia M. Spencer. I'm a real estate advisor, investor, and enthusiast. I do this full-time. Check out my Facebook site. Just Google my name, Julia M. Spencer. Check out any of my YouTube videos out there. I'm your #1 online source for real estate advice online. And I'm standing here in front of a house that I've owned for quite a few years. Actually, I've owned it for a better part of the last 17 years. I bought this house when it was new, and as you can see, we are in the process of selling it. I'm going to do like a little screenshot, and we have a buyer, so we're selling it, and this is my last trip to go check the house out before I sell it. I used to live here. This is one of my first houses that I bought that I lived in, and I'm basically here to just say bye. There's nothing else that I need to do. The tenants have moved out, it's vacant, and we're basically in the process of selling it and basically making some small minor repairs to get it sold. So here's 3 tips of what you should not do in case you're attached to a house. Now, I'm marginally attached to this house, I guess. I've lived here, but I also brought my child here when he was born, and I went through a wedding, through a marriage and a divorce in this house. So it's kind of like dear to my heart. You know, my father actually helped me remodel it when I first got it. So all those things have like an attachment factor. But this is what you should do when you go check out your house and you're about to sell it. Don't linger too long. You know, don't hang out there. Don't try to relive your past memories or anything like that. You know, not saying you shouldn't have emotions and those feelings, but for you to be a real estate investor or even make profitable decisions or I guess I should say reasonable and practical decisions on money, you know, you still have to put the house on the market if you don't plan on living there, and you need to get a good rate for it. So here's a couple of things of what will make it easier for you to sell a house that you own, that you have an attachment to. First off, like I said, don't linger. You know, I'm coming here, I stayed here for the last 10 minutes and I'm going to leave. I'm not going to hang out here overnight or do anything other than just to look it over, just see if there's anything left that I need to bring with me or anything else like that. Second off, if you have to list the house with a realtor, obviously there's costs associated with that. The realtor is going to collect their commission. They're probably going to split it with another realtor, whoever sells this house. So we're looking at you basically having to pay a lot of money to sell this house, and of course you put your sweat equity in there and your time and your love, and you want to recuperate that. But the point is, the house will sell for whatever the market is. Now, if you're really lucky, you'll find a buyer that wants to basically buy the house for more than what the market value is, but more than likely you're going to have to start at market value or below to sell this house. And the third thing that you need to do to let go of a house like that is when you do actually get an offer, and it might be several $1,000s below what you've asked, you know, consider all the offers and do not ever start getting short or aggravated or mean at your realtor or any of the professionals that are helping you sell this house. You know, even when things happen that aggravate you, when the buyer makes unreasonable demands. For this house, for example, it's 17 years old, and the buyer asked me to replace the roof before I could sell it. To me, that's quite unreasonable for the selling price, but you know, we were able to handle it in a professional and calm way, and I was able to ask the buyer to give me an additional $5,000 on top of their offering price so I could do that for them. So we were all working together, the realtor, my realtor, myself, the buyer, and the buyer's agent. So we could get the deal we can get the deal finished and closed and get the house sold so I can get my equity out and buy something I want to live in or invest in something else. So these are the 3 things and you need to watch out for if you sell a house that you have a personal attachment to. First off, don't linger there too much. Once you're moved out, you know, move on with your life. Do fun things in your life, and don't linger in the past too much. Don't forget it, but don't linger. Second, make sure that your asking price is reasonable and is market value and not too high. By the way, if you don't do that, if you overprice and the house isn't sold in 2 weeks, it becomes a stale product. It just sits there, and you have less and less, the more time passes, the less and less chance you'll have to get a good offer. And third off, be always very professional with your realtor and with the people that are helping you sell this house, as well as the buyer. Make it a good experience, not just for yourself, but for everybody. And you know, as I always say, just be an adult about it. Real estate transactions are financial, practical transactions. They don't have to be more emotional than they should be. So basically, you know, collect yourself, act as an adult, you know, don't get too emotional or too carried away, and it will be an easy process for you, and you might actually make some money on it. So for more tips like this, go to my website, juliamspencer.com. Download your free guide to real estate investing there today, and sign up for my newsletter. And I hope to see you investing soon.
For your free guide to real estate investing, visit juliamspencer.com.